Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Game Explorers. Today we take a look at a game that is heavily inspired by the Indian culture. And basically what that means, it themed around an Indian looking city with typical problems you see in that part of the world like poverty, corruption, and that kind of stuff. So it lends a very gritty and realistic atmosphere, even if there are some walking, talking snake people. But it's just symbolic. Instead of just saying this is India and this is some other country and having insulting a certain people, they have it focus more on the problems on the ground. So that's the setting of the game. You might be wondering, so what's the gameplay? Well, the gameplay is a lot of reading. There is no voice acting in this game, and there's a lot of talking. This game centers around talking to people, making choices, and paying for your choices. Everything you do has a consequence. Maybe not just even one consequence, many consequences. Short term, long term. You might even get some characters killed as you play with more than one character. Every chapter plays with a character in a certain time, in a certain place around the city of Behimra, I think its name. Yeah, it all centers around the ruling family getting killed after making a trade agreement with a foreign country, and basically the betrayer who killed the family is now ruling it, and there is poverty, corruption, and the game's called Unrest because that's the main thing. It all boils up to a huge uprising in the slums against the rulers, against the foreign nation, and you play with a number of different characters, all involved with these events, and they play a role in it. Mostly, you play with Princess Asha, who is the only surviving person from the murdered ruling family, and she's trying to take her throne. There's also another girl you play with. I still haven't seen her as I did not finish the entire game yet. It's a game that requires some patience. There is a monk, there is the guardman, there is a Naga diplomat. There is a huge amount of people here that you play with. So far, these are the ones I've seen. They keep changing. You keep seeing the uprising from different points of view. You keep seeing the events from different points of view, and and the story adapts and changes according to your choices made through dialogue and through interaction with people. As I said, most of this game is dialogue and choices, but also you can make choices by action. You can, for example, when you play with the monk, you are required to distribute a certain amount of medicine among the people, and it can go along many passes from there. For your own safety, because the people will kill you the moment some people will kill you the moment you step out of the safety of the temple to distribute it, you can go straight to the black market and sell it there, or you can walk around and try to give it to the sick who actually need it, if you can identify who is sick and who's pretending to be sick just to get the medicine so they can sell it and get some food. Or you can try to give it to certain individuals to ensure your own safety as you go back. And even after choosing what to do with all that stuff, you still have the choice. If you for example sold it, you can have the choice to use the money for something else, or you can give it to leader of the captain of the guards to ensure the protection of your family in the uprisings. There are many choices among choices with lots of interacting consequences that make it truly unique, a truly unique story. This is a game that you would love to play multiple times. The downside of it is, well, if you come from that part of the world, then this game will feel a bit, you know, not fun. The story, I mean. It's all way too depressing with the slums pits and that stuff. But yeah, if you come from that part of the world, then you're probably familiar with this setting and how the story goes. As for the characters themselves, they're humans. They can be good, they can be bad, but mostly they're in between, and they mostly depend on what you do, your choices with them. That's why each character has traits. Once you get control of a character, there is a trait page that defines the traits they acquired through their choices that you made. And their relation to people will have a fear meter, a respect meter, and a friend meter, basically, that define how they react to you. So that's all well and good, but let's talk on the technical side for a bit. Honestly, the art style is beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's beautiful when it's not moving, because honestly, the animations are simplistic and they look bad. I know this is an indie game, it was made on Kickstarter, so I don't expect AAA quality, but I don't know. Everything, it seems like a picture, and they're trying to move it, and it doesn't look that good while it's moving. And even the movement itself, other than the animation, the movement itself it's bad. You can play the whole game with only the mouse, but I still didn't get into combat, which I have not seen yet. According to the game controls, there's supposed to be combat, but I have not seen yet. Maybe I'm just too diplomatic for that stuff, but yeah. Poison anyway, in the food. They say poison is a woman's weapon. Of course, that's dishonorable. Absolutely not. But I am playing with Asha, who is a woman right now, a princess who got her family killed and trying to cause an uprising. So yeah, you might slip something in the food from time to time. Right? Yeah, let's see what other business can we conduct. So other than the combat, which I have not seen yet in my gameplay, your characters might die due to your choices. I mean, they can die as consequence of bad decisions you've made, or maybe they are good decisions, and maybe these characters deserve to die, or maybe they don't. You don't know. You can't know. All you can do is just choose what you think is best for that situation. But remember, this is not a game about doing the right thing and everything will be just fine. No. This is a more realistic kind of game in that regard, where if you always be the nice guy who does all the right things and that stuff, most likely you will end up dead, starved, uh, thrown in some alley in the slums or something like that. Nah, this game requires you to be smart about your choices, and if you be too hard, it might result in other kind of consequences, more violent ones. So you have to find a balance in between. Your characters need not to be compassionate or ruthless alone. You have to find a balance. They're real humans. They feel like real humans in this situation. If you're a princess, then you won't always stay naive. If you're a princess who lived for like what, a year or more in the slums, starving every day, you will stop being naive long ago. So you're telling me you're going to give me 20 of your best men for nothing at all in return? Yeah, and I'm supposed to trust you? Hell no, it's a trap. Go fuck yourself. In the end, it all comes down to people. There isn't much puzzles in this game. Gameplay is not that varied. Just walking around talking, making decisions, and that's the heart of it. That's the point of this game. Letting you live through the eyes of all these people through these events and making choices and seeing how it plays out. And it's good for multiple playthroughs. And that's about it for the game, really. It's all about the people. Ash, deserters, traitors, cowards, corrupted council. God damn it. I didn't sign up for this shit. I'm gonna take my men and I'm gonna march straight into these slums and we're gonna suppress it. And it's over. Screw the palace. I'm sick of this place. Two final things I should note about the game. The loading screen stays for a long time. Loading times are long for this kind of game and its size. And also pathfinding using the mouse is bad, as well as hit detection when you're walking around using the keyboard. It's minor technical stuff, but it does annoy a little bit. Other than that, if you like the game, check it out. And thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.